Madam Speaker, the Rules Committee met on Monday night and reported a rule, House Resolution 389, which covers a lot of territory. It provides for consideration of H.R. 1500, the Consumers First Act, under a structured rule, which makes in order 17 amendments. The rule also provides consideration of H.R. 1994, the Setting Every Community Up for Retirement Enhancement Act, or the SECURE Act, under a closed rule which self-executes Chairman Neal's manager's amendment. Additionally, the rule provides same-day authority and suspension authority through Thursday, May 23rd, and it provides filing authority for the Committee on Appropriations through 5:00 p.m. Sunday, June 2nd. Finally, the rule provides recess instructions through next Friday, May 31st. Madam Speaker, H.R. 1500, the Consumers First Act, reverses the anti-consumer actions taken by this administration to ensure the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau once again serves the needs of American consumers. More than a decade ago, the United States experienced one of the worst financial crises in our history, caused in part by a failure to have strong protections for consumers of financial products and services. Through the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act, Congress created the Consumer Bureau to be a strong and independent federal agency with the mandate to protect consumers from unfair, deceptive, or abusive acts or practices in the financial marketplace. When the Consumer Bureau was first stood up, it was a powerful ally to consumers and middle-class families across the country. Under former Director Richard Cordray, the Consumer Bureau returned nearly $12 billion to over 30 million consumers who were harmed, handled over 1.2 million consumer complaints about financial institutions, and implemented new safeguards to better protect consumers who utilize a wide range of consumer financial products and services. Unfortunately, the Trump administration has politicized the agency, weakened supervision and enforcement, and reduced transparency and accountability. The Bureau has dismantled protections for active duty service members, weakened fair lending enforcement, blocked payday loan cases, and terminated the Consumer Advisory Board. And these are just a few examples of how the agency is failing to meet its mission. The Consumers First Act would block the Trump administration's anti-consumer agenda and ensure the CFPB starts working for the people once again. Among other things, the bill would direct the Consumer Bureau leadership to reverse all anti-consumer actions taken under this administration, including resuming Military Lending Act oversight. The bill restores the supervisory and enforcement powers of the Office of Fair Lending and Equal Opportunity. It also reestablishes a dedicated student loan office to help protect students as they find ways to finance their education. Importantly, the bill requires adequate agency staffing across the Bureau, including for supervision and enforcement. I want to thank Chairwoman Waters for her work on this legislation, which I co-sponsored and is supported by 51 consumer civil rights, housing, and labor organizations. This rule also provides for consideration of H.R. 1994, the SECURE Act. I'm also co-sponsor of this bill to make it easier for American workers to save for their future. One of my #1 priorities is ensuring all Coloradans and all Americans have the opportunity to find a good job, can afford to send their kids to college, and have something left over for their retirement. Unfortunately, nearly half of America in the private sector nearly half of Americans in the private sector work for an employer who does not offer a retirement plan. A 2018 study by the National Institute on Retirement Security found over 100 million people of working age have few, if any, retirement assets. The SECURE Act is a bipartisan bill which was approved unanimously by the Ways and Means Committee, and I'm eager for the House to pass this important legislation. The SECURE Act would make it easier for small businesses to offer retirement plans to their employees by eliminating outdated barriers to the use of multiple employer plans and improving the quality of these providers. This could result in hundreds of thousands of new retirement accounts to help people save. Additionally, the bill would allow long-time, part-time workers to participate in 401k plans and create a new tax credit to incentivize small employers to set up retirement plans for their employees. It would also add more flexibility for how long individuals can contribute to their retirement accounts and when they must begin drawing down on those accounts. This legislation is a big step forward in helping Americans save and prepare for retirement, and I'm proud to support it. I urge all my colleagues to support the rule and the underlying bills, and with that, I reserve the balance of my time.